and welcome to the Flame and Fiber podcast. My name is Barbara. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Diva S. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a while since I podcast. You know, I have the parent thing going on. I've been to the parents 4 times since last we spoke, but all is well now. Daddy's doing well, and I'm hoping that things calm down. The big goal is to get him walking well so he can walk his dog, and their dog has been with my brother, and it's not a happy situation. So, but he needs to go back home. So that's the plan. So I've been on the road. I'm having my first cup of coffee in my, I was going to say goldfinch cups. I hope the lighting's all right. I know there's a lot of glare on my glasses, and I apologize. It is a very dreary day today. I'm in my breakfast nook overlooking my family room, and the light over the table doesn't work anymore. I don't know what happened to it. So we are going to need to replace it. It's the ugliest thing in the world. So it's not a big sadness that we have to replace it, but you know, we also have to figure out why it's not working anymore. So I have a lantern right here, which is why I have so much glare on my glasses. Let me see what happens if less glare. Is that enough light? We're gonna go with that because the glare is annoying me. I don't know if it's annoying you. All right. I have not been doing a lot of crafting, which is another reason why it's been a while since I podcast, because I didn't have a lot to say. I've been in a little bit of a funk. Actually, my funk's lasted for quite a while. I'm looking forward to getting out of my knitting funk, because I want to get back to the joy of the knitting. But I'm not feeling it right at this moment, and the only knitting I've done is I've been working on, there's Maisie back there. I've been working on Sammy's sweater a little bit, and I will show you that in my whip department. But I do have a couple of finished objects that I cross-stitched. One of them I already gave my first trip after I podcast last was to go up to my parents for several days because it was my mother's birthday, and I made her a do not disturb sign for their door because people are always barging in during their nap. So I do not have it with me to show you in person because they have it on their door. But it was fun to make. I really like to cross stitch letters. So that was very fun for me to make. And the O in knot is the logo for the facility where they live. And so that was a big hit. All the people there thought it was great. You know, Mama was expecting me to get commissions and stuff. I'm like, no. But they really enjoyed it. And so that was my mother's birthday present. And the other thing I've done is this tiny little Christmas tree out of my book. I really like this book. I need to find the other 2 that I finished. I'm sure they're not in my pouch anymore because I've been trying to figure out the finishing technique that I'm going to do for them. But this is the book I come out of 101. I've done several of these, and I need to figure out how to finish them. So, but I thought it was cute. And it was quick, something like I just want to do something and I want to do something quick. And so that's what I did. And those are my finished objects, those little 2 things. So I really haven't been doing very much. I have been working a little bit on my Behold. So I have to finish one more guy, and he's almost done. There are only 3 guys. I don't don't think I remembered to show you the final picture of this the last time I podcast afterwards. I'm like, you know, they never saw what it's supposed to look like. This is what it's going to look like. So you can see I have 3 guys pointing to a barren field. And so I'm on my 3rd guy. And then I just need to do all the back stitching, which it turns out I like to backstitch. So that's fun. I like to do lettering. I like to do backstitch. So I'm looking forward to this. I talked to Paige the Framer, who has a podcast, and she is a ways from me, but, you know, close enough. You know, she's probably a 2.5 hour drive. About how to finish this, I think Rich is going to be inaugurated into the world of IOUs for Christmas. I will, the rate I'm going, probably give it to him unframed for Christmas and then take it back and have it framed and then give it to him. He won't complain. Whether I like it or not, I have no idea, but I know he won't complain. So that's one of my whips, my Behold. So I am working on that. And it's coming along. I spent many, many days this month not doing any crafting. Yeah. I need to work on that. It's kind of a funk thing I've got going, which is a drag. And I'm working on, part of it is, you know, now I have what now feels like obligation knitting, which is a shame because I'm making it for my sweet, sweet Sammy. I did work on this since last we spoke. I was there the last time I showed you this sweater. So I finished the back up to I finished the whole thing up to the sleeves. And I have a good start on one of the fronts. This is the Doverfell. I can't find the picture, but I have it. Isabel's right here. This is a very sweet sweater. Isabel loved it. She wore it when I had it finished when they were here in the summer. And for some reason, we were having a very chilly June. So yeah, I gotta do something about this zipper. I have to finish hers because I really did put too big of a zipper in this. So her zipper goes past the bottom. So I have some ribbon and I'm just gonna do a little ribbon thing around there and on the inside. But this is the Doverfell. Actually, now that I'm sitting here looking at this, I'm thinking about I'm going to redo that. I'm going to redo this zipper. They're both going to get them at Christmas. I'm going to redo this zipper. But this is the Doverfell with this really sweet hood. And it looks like a sweatshirt. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to redo that zipper. I put it in by hand. I do not think that I used the sewing machine at all. Why don't I just sit here and figure this out on the podcast? I put this in by hand and obviously did a bad job. I was going to take Isabel this sweater. We're going to Florida in a couple of days for Thanksgiving, so we're going to see the kids, and I'm very excited. And I was going to take this sweater to Isabel, but now that I'm looking at what a crappy job I did on this zipper, I didn't even remember how crappy it was. I mean, all right. So I am not taking this sweater to Florida. It's not chilly enough to need the sweater yet. I am going to fix this sweater and they'll have it at Christmas. I don't know if they're coming up here for Christmas or not. I'm going to find that out while I'm down there, I'm sure. Probably not. Allison has a new job, I think. So anyway, ramble. I haven't talked to anybody for a long time. That's not true. So this is Sammy's Doverfell. And it is going to be adorable on her. I really do love the pattern. And I have some idea I'm going to make one for myself eventually. I bought the adult size version of the pattern as well as the kid size version so that I could make one for myself. And so it's coming along. So my plan is to give this to her at Christmas. And now that I realize I'm going to be redoing Isabel's zipper, I'm going to give Isabel hers at Christmas time too, even though she's already worn it. It's not going to be their Christmas present per se. So that's my knitting whip, and my behold is my cross stitch whip. I do have some plans for cross stitching. I recently made a grocery list, not a grocery list, a floss list of the flosses that I don't own that I need to make the 12 days of Christmas. So I don't know if you can see them very well here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are the rings? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I thought those were so cute. And it's, they are not in very Christmassy colors for the most part. So I made a list of all the floss that I own. These are all DMCs. But this is an old book. It's not that old, but old, 2010. And I made a list of all the DMC flosses that I don't have that I need to make the first 6 of these pieces. And took that to AC Moore and got as many of them as they had. And I'll take that list to Michael's and Joann's and Goods and keep taking that list. But a couple of the colors they didn't even have in a bin for them. So I think they're old colors. So I have to go through, look carefully on the pictures and try to figure out what color it is I'm trying to get and come up with a substitute. And then get the substitute. I might just bring this book. I don't know. Anyway, that's my upcoming plan for my cross stitch. Because I also bought some things, I have some ideas on, I got some, some little rings that actually fit it. You can see I took this to the store and tried it, and it actually fits. So I can finish them using these little embroidery hoops, which would be lovely, and they're just exactly the right size. So I need to figure out what I want to do on the back so that they don't look crummy from the back, and then they can hang on the tree, which is what I want. I think they're tree ornaments, personally. The other thing I got was they had these finished wooden, they're lightweight wooden kind of ball-shaped things that I thought these could be just glued onto and they'll fit. Anyway, I have some ideas and I just need to figure out what I want to do. And then I have to do it, which is of course a whole nother thing. And so that's my sort of crafting ideas. I am looking forward to decorating for Christmas. Some people have asked me if I'm doing Vlogmas this year. And I think I'm going to do Vlogmas this year, even though I've been a very irregular podcaster lately. It's interesting how different Vlogmas feels when you're doing it than a regular podcast. It's funny, but it does. And I've enjoyed it the last couple of years that I've done it. So I think I'm going to do it. And if I turned out I don't like it, I'm not having fun, then, it might not be the whole month of December. But did Advent exchange with 3 lovely ladies. And that's been, I got those mailed out on Monday. Today's Friday. Did I say that? Friday, November 22nd, 2019. So I got them mailed out on Monday. One of them's already arrived. And that was a big relief too. That was a big stressor trying, because I'm such a procrastinator. I've been collecting things all year because I knew last year two of the, wow, words. So I had an exchange with two of these lovely ladies last year, Susan and Megan, and then Sandy and I decided to exchange Advents this year. And that had happened sort of in the summertime, so I was collecting things for two exchanges. So all three of the Advents aren't exactly alike because I didn't know I was doing three for the beginning of the year. So anyway, I collected stuff, but then you got to put the yarn together, and anyway, it takes time, and I was late, and I was afraid that I wasn't going to get them there in time because one was going to Canada and one was going to New Zealand. So that was nice to get it off. I don't know if you can hear, Dennis just got up and walked into the room and he's smiling at you.
I've been up.
Oh. I didn't tell him what time it was.
No.
He just said I've been up. He was afraid I was like outing him for being a sleepyhead or something. So anyway, so I have 3 Advents to open. So I'm thinking that I'll do Vlogmas because, like I said, it's a little bit of a different thing, and I really enjoyed it the last years I did it, which is surprising because, editing and putting up a video every day is a bit of a commitment. But if I don't talk too long and don't make them too long, it actually works out just fine, and I get into a little bit of a routine, and it's fun. And it makes me, I'm much more likely to do my Christmas decorating earlier because then you'll have Christmas decorations behind me. And, and there's something a little bit freeing about, this is, not fixing my hair so gorgeous. Not that I fixed it gorgeous, but you know what I mean. Just getting up and being in my grungy clothes and saying, hey, good morning. Oh, speaking of grungy clothes, I'm not wearing grungy clothes. I put my Not Too Much sweater on by Hinterm Stern. I made this this past year with the top is Chili Knits and the bottom is Cloudborn fingering. And it's chilly now, so I get to wear my sweaters, and that's fun. That's one thing I've been doing is washing my winter sweaters, which of course I should have done at the end of last winter, but I didn't, so I'm washing them now. And when I finish washing them, I'm going to wash my summer sweaters and then put them away clean, which is what I should have done last year. All right, so like I said, we're going away for Thanksgiving. That's going to be fun, but it also will be stressful because we're taking the dogs. And I have 2 big dogs, Pearl, a German Shepherd, and Maisie, who you've seen a little tail of, who is now 75 pounds. And Jason and Allison have a very small house and a chocolate lab of their own. So it's going to be stressful. I am trying to arrange some doggy daycare down there, but it's very late in the season and Thanksgiving's a very busy time. So chances are I'm not going to be able to do that. I tried one place and they never got back to me. So I'll keep trying. We shall see. But so anyway, I'm trying to get some doggy daycare and keep your fingers crossed. But we already have a trail ride organized because last year we wanted to take Isabel loves horses. We wanted to take her on a trail ride. They have several stables in their neighborhood. It's very interesting. But turns out you had to be 6 and she was 5, but she's 6 this year. So we're going on a trail ride. So that'll be fun. Anyway, hopefully it's not too stressful with the dogs. We'll have to leave them at the hotel, for some of the things we're doing, but it should be fine. One other fun thing that happened since I talked to you last is Danielle came to visit. Danielle is one of our group, a lovely lady who I was able to meet in person, I guess it's a year and a half ago when I went to SSK in 2018. Oh my gosh, that's so long ago. And so, we got a hug and a selfie while she was there in line for the marketplace. But she was on her way to, I think, the New England Fiber Festival, and she had done a festival. She was doing like this whole big tour while her husband was in China, and I think it was China. Anyway, so I was on the way, so she stayed overnight and got to hang out with me and the girls and Dennis, and we had a lovely time. We got to talk, and we knit together. I worked on my socks. Oh, I worked on my socks that one time she was here. I may work on my socks on my trip to Florida, so you might see them next time. But anyway, and she brought me a gift. Isn't this cute? This was from one of the fiber festival she went into in the South. Isn't that adorable? So this is for my Christmas tree. I'm planning on having a Christmas tree this year, assuming that the kids come up, but I don't know if they're coming. If they don't come, I might skip the tree again this year because Maisie's a puppy, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out. So that's not for sure. But this is hanging on this lamp all the way, and the back has like a place to hang stuff, so it's hanging there anyway, so it's already a decoration. But anyway, thank you, Danielle, and it was so much fun for her to visit and for us to sit and knit and chat, and she is lovely. She lives in Tennessee, Kentucky, Tennessee, Kentucky. Anyway, so that was the one fun event that happened since I spoke to you last. I'm not sure what else has happened other than me going to my parents every 5 minutes. Yeah. Oh, and I've started taking piano lessons from my mother-in-law. Yeah, I forgot to tell you that. I've decided to take piano lessons. I'm also thinking about tap dancing, but that probably is going to wait till next year. Now that I'm, But I'm taking piano lessons. I've only had one lesson, but my brother had a keyboard that he wasn't using, and so now I have something I can practice on at home because I don't have a piano, but my mother-in-law has. So anyway, I'm taking piano lessons, and I had Danielle visiting, so those are my newses. That's all. I forgot to say these things, so this is getting added in. You figured that out already. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. Now to the giveaway stuff. Turns out I never heard from the winner of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway that I did, forever ago. So I've redrawn, and I have drawn Dingle Kringle. Marianne, you are the winner of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And that is 2 skeins of hedgehog fibers yarn that I've showed a gajillion times and I forgot to bring over here. But so Marianne, Dingle Kringle, get in touch with me, message me on Ravelry, because that was, you were number 14. Siri gave me some numbers today, and number 14 was the winner of the new drawing of the 1,000 subscribers. So Marianne, Dingle Kringle, contact me on Ravelry. And also, we are doing down to the last month and a week of our Craft from Your Stash craft along that the wonderful Leslie from Not Quite Enough Yarn podcast and I have been doing all year. We have been on a Yarn No by Year. This is her second year for a Yarn No by Year. This is my first, and I have bought no yarn. I went to Rhinebeck and didn't buy yarn. So I have bought no yarn, and I got 2 little minis at Rhinebeck that were given to me, but I think that's the only yarn that I've gotten as a gift even this year. I have done at least one swap, so I got new yarn, but I swapped old yarn for new yarn, and of course I have my 3 Advents I'm going to have this year, but I gave as much yarn away as I plan on, as I'm getting, I'm quite sure. So my net is way down on my yarn stash this year. I've knit several sweaters, and so I'm feeling good about it. And I have to say that I have really, really enjoyed shopping from my stash this year. I have a very extensive stash, which is of course why I decided I needed a yarn buying moratorium. But so shopping from a nice, lovely, juicy stash is fun, I can tell you. And of course, you know, I've bought most of this yarn very specifically because I loved it. Some of it I got from like Yarn Box, so I didn't pick it. But so I have enjoyed this year a lot. I do not have like a wish list of yarn. As soon as January 1st comes, I'm going to buy this yarn or that yarn. I do not have that. There are several yarns that I've seen over the year that I thought, oh, if I weren't on a yarn buying fast, I would have maybe gotten a sweater's quantity of yarn from, you know, a couple of people, yarns that I have enjoyed. But I have to say that I have so many beautiful sweaters quantities of yarns that I still have plenty of sweaters to go. I could do another yarn no by year without feeling any pinch in the least, let me tell you. And since my knitting mojo has retreated a little bit, that would make it even easier. Sad to say. But maybe if I bought a couple of lovely yarns, that would get my mojo back too. You never know. So I'm not making any promise about next year being a yarn no by year. But I do not have, you know, this list that I've been making all year, and, you know, so as soon as my year is up, I don't have anything in the offing that I think I'm going to buy. So I've done pretty well. And Leslie too, although she keeps giving, people give her a lot of yarn. I don't think in 2 years, I'm quite sure she still has more yarn now than she did when she started. But she hasn't been buying yarn. And she's been a little bit off brand. I'm sure you watch her podcast, but you know, the last couple things she's made, she's had enough yarn. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure you watch her podcast, but she's wonderful. And and I have enjoyed doing this craft along with her so much this year. But I was negligent in my last podcast. I was supposed to be giving away the third quarter prizes, which I did not do. So I'm doing it now, even though next month is going to be the end of the first podcast in January will be the grand prize winner of the Craft from Your Stash Along. And I don't even know what that prize will be, but it'll be big. It'll be quite, you know, more than one skein of yarn, I can tell you that. I'm not sure what it is yet. And in fact, I didn't pick the yarn yet for the winner of the third quarter, which it turns out I was glad, because Siri picked number 609 from the FO thread. We have so many finished objects. I am way behind. And they are so wonderful. Thank you so much to everybody who's been participating. And so Siri picked number 609, who is Ange in the East, Angela, and she lives in Long Island, and her thing was a Hiroba market bag. And I'm glad I hadn't picked the yarn, because I read her blurb, which was actually very informative. You know, she's joined some, obviously joined some exchanges and things like that often ask questions. So she put all that in her Ravelry, you know, info page, which was very helpful. And she says that she really, you know, if she has it, she wants to wash it in the washing machine. So I will be sending her some yarn that when she makes something out of it, she can wash it in the washing machine. So, and I haven't picked that yet. And she likes worsted. So I have stuff I can send you, but I'll be sending you something, Ange in the East, Angela. So contact me, send me a message on Ravelry, and congratulations. And from the chatter thread, Siri picked number 153, which was Linda Dawn 64. Linda, yay! And Linda is from Wilmslow in Cheshire in the United Kingdom. So Linda, you have won a pattern on Ravelry of your choice up to $10. So let me know what giftable pattern you would like, and I will send it to you. And thank you, ladies, so much for participating, and everyone for participating in this craft from your stash. Hashtag stash KAL 2019. I'm pointing to the screen because hopefully I'm putting it up there now. So thank you everyone who's participated. It has been so much fun, and I really have enjoyed everything that you guys have made, and thank you so much. And thank you, Leslie, for doing this with me. I really have enjoyed it. So I'm not sure what else I have to say. I know, this is like crazy. Normally I'm talking for an hour. And I wish I could have talked for an hour. I wish I had more crafting that I've done, but I just, the dogs are wrestling right next to me. Can you see, the phone is jiggling. I've got a 94-pound German Shepherd and a 75-pound Noodle wrestling right next to my table, and it's making everything jiggle. So, can you see them? There they are. It's hard to see. It looks like Pearl's on top. Maisie's the instigator. You don't have to worry about her. She holds her own, let me tell you. So anyway, to all the people in the United States, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I hope there's enough turkey to go around for everybody. Pecan pie. And like I said, I'm thinking I might do Vlogmas, but I don't get back from Florida till like the 1st or 2nd of December, so I won't be starting on December 1st. And I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to open my first couple of days of Advents in Florida and on the road, and I don't think I am. I think I'm going to wait and open them all when I get home, and then that will be the first day of Vlogmas, which is probably December 3rd, is my guess. So I hope everyone is well and happy. I hope you have lots and lots of time to do all the crafting that brings you joy. And a wonderful Thanksgiving for those of you in the United States. And I will talk to you soon. And all you winners, contact me. Bye.